session, please use the raise your hand function to ask a question. Hey Fnatic, thank you so much for joining the press conference today following your victory over Newturn. As for the process of the press conference, you probably already know. We'll first start with some pre-submitted questions and then move on to the open sessions where journalists will be asking live questions. Starting off with the first question, it's from Pedro Romero Gamezo to Boaster. Following the victory against Team Liquid and the parting salutation, your team had to quickly refocus onto the next series against Newturn Gaming. What did you discuss strategy-wise regarding your next opponents?
Ready, boys? Everyone pick up your mic. 3, 2, 1.
First of all, thank you for the question.
Yeah, so after the Liquid game, it was a really close game, 2-0 though. We only 2-0s, I was going to say, but now we went 2-1, sadly. Yeah, with the Newton game, we didn't have long. I was literally cramming food into my mouth. The boys were eating fruit and whatnot, and whatever energy we could get out of these, like in the 25 minutes we had. Mini was going through the anti-strats that he had for the first map because we knew it was going to be bind, and we were literally just trying to just soak up all the information whilst eating, and I was exhausted already. And yeah, and then we went into Ascent, and we don't know what happened there. We died a little on Ascent, but then we got reborn on Haven, and we came in guns blazing.
I see. That was a nice introduction. Pedro Romero Gamezo this time for Magnum. And map 2 of the series against Team Liquid, when Link completed the 4-kill clutch play with his judge, it seemed as though it was on the verge of getting extended to a third map. But then your 9-9 spray transfer and 4-kill flawless execution at 10-10 transpired. What went through your mind as those plays happened?
I just had a game and good breakfast, I would say. And it was just insane game from me. Each of us has sometimes like one of those, and like nothing special. Like I just wanted to win so much that I was the one who carried today the Ascent against Liquid, of course.
Next question is from Brandon Moore, Run It Back GG. It's to Boaster. It has been a back and forth with Team Liquid in the previous matchups. Does it feel better beating them here than it would have been in the regional finals?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because like for the regional finals, we were already qualified for this. So yes, we did actually screw ourselves over with the seeding coming into this event. However, we love a lower bracket grind, and here we are. So we managed to take it out. We managed to take them out where it counts. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy. The boys are happy, and we're going into grand bloody finals, baby. Whoa.
Next one is from Scott R. Robertson .esports, and it's for Boaster again. What have you learned playing against other regions that will help you the most tomorrow against Sentinels?
I mean, Sentinels play a lot different than all these other teams. I think Sentinels are our strongest opponent, and I'm looking forward to playing them again. This time we'll have some sort of insight into how they play, and we're not going in blind. And also we've got the LAN stage experience now, so we're going to come in and we're just going to give it our all. We're not done yet, and we're not happy to be in the finalists. No, we are happy to be in the finals, but like it's not like, oh, we're happy to be here, that's it now. No, we're coming in to win it, and Sentinels better watch out.
Next question is from Gabriel Mello, VALORANT Zone. At LoL, Fnatic was one of the teams to compete in the first final of a major international tournament. History repeats itself now with VALORANT. Do you already see yourself carving your own name into the organization's history? It's to any of the players.
Yeah, so like for me, like I got a bit of a Counter-Strike background, so like obviously for LoL, that's one thing, but Counter-Strike was exactly the same. Like Fnatic came out hot at the start of CSGO, and I think this is a team that will carve the start of Fnatic's Valorant history.
Next one is also from Gabriel Mello. NA and EU will face each other for the first international Valorant title. Since there's already a rivalry between these two regions, do you think that this scenario is the best that could have happened to Masters 2?
Oh yeah, definitely. Couldn't be in a better final in my opinion. We had a close game first time. We had to grind our way through the lower bracket. and now we're just gonna put Sentinels in our pockets.
Damn right.
Okay. Next is Malik Shelp, ESTNN. To anyone, you guys got your rematch against Sentinels like you wanted. What's going to be different this time going up against the Goliaths of Masters?
We won't be choking. We played like 65% of our strength the first time we played them. Now we're gonna come all guns blazing and destroy them.
Can I add to that? Is in our first matchup, they got a free VOD on us as we had to play an extra game, so they kind of had a little bit more time to prepare for us, and especially with more recent VODs, they were able to, I don't know, I guess read us a little bit better. But now we're coming in with the VODs on them and the info on them, and I'd say that we got a pretty good team behind us, and we'll be definitely more prepared this time.
Next one is from Brandon Moore, runner-back GG, to Doma this time. In the series against Newturn, we saw you load in with Raze, Omen, and Sage, all very different agents. More and more, we are seeing players and teams showcase their versatility. What is the driving factor when it comes to picking a certain agent, and how important is versatility at these international competitions, hopefully becoming more of a regular thing?
Oh yeah, I think like versatility in agents is really important in this game because, for example, Boaster might have an idea of a comp on a map, and then if someone like if I couldn't play Omen, it would be really he couldn't pull out the strategy, and yeah, I just like flexing now with the agents I play.
Yeah, but in ranked, all he plays is Reina. I'm telling him, you ain't gonna be playing that on stage, boy.
I've been wanting to play Reina since August when Summon FC formed, and I got to play it twice, maybe. One time against FPX in semifinals, and I had about 5 minutes prep on Reina. Then the second time, I don't know when.
All right, that's it for all the pre-submitted questions. I'll now open the open session. First to go is Yinsa Collins.
Yingsu here for Upcomer, and my question is for Boaster. Congratulations on your win today. Now, 12 months ago, you had just quit your job at Excel, as a LEC sub in the League of Legends scene and also a vlogger. And tomorrow, you're going to be playing in a grand finals LAN. What do you attribute to your success in, a relatively short amount of time in comparison to the 7 years you've tried to go pro?
I mean, yeah, before Valorant was out, I wasn't really sure what way I was heading. I mean, I was a vlogger in the LEC, and I always wanted to compete. And I was looking at the LEC players, and I was like, I really just want to be up on that stage too, and like playing and stuff. And then Valorant came out, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can try and go pro in this. And yeah, I was just grinding my socks off, and I managed to find a great coach, Minnie, who like supported my buttocks, and then who had my back, and then we formed the first team, Summon FC, and then I don't know really, like we kind of just snowballed, and we did well at a tournament. And yes, there's been roster changes, and yes, I've had my family members and my girlfriend support me through this, who have made like a dramatic kind of change in the way I think as a leader and as I want to see myself as a leader. And yeah, I don't think I'd be anywhere without that support system too. And it's crazy. I mean, we in the finals, baby. It's crazy, man. It's honestly, I was thinking back this week, and this week has been absolute mad. Like I don't think you could write this. I might be in an anime soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd like that.
Next to go is Nile Discord Esports.
Yeah, first of all, I just wanted to say congrats on the win today, guys. My question is for Mystic. You guys have by far the most energetic and animated IGL and Boaster. So I just wanted to ask, how does it feel having somebody like that just hyping you up and always keeping things positive in the server?
He's definitely a hype man. He's definitely a good rock to our team. Like, as in, like, if it wasn't for his energy and hype, I don't think we would be here. When we're just playing on that stage, we all just hype each other up. We play as a team, we lose as a team, and we're just happy to be here. It's definitely a nice thing to have, and definitely will push us forward, continue to push us forward.
Add something onto this.
Yes, sure.
I don't know where Boaster gets his energy from. I might need to like start eating all the food he eats or something.
You just gotta be crazy, boys. I'm crazy.
Next to go is Brandon. Run it back, GG.
So this question is for Durka. We see you on the jet. You're just absolutely destroying everyone. Right now you have the most kills of the tournament, 67 of them being the first kills in the tournament. Obviously, going through the lower bracket, you had more opportunities to do that, but I think that just speaks more to your consistency, being able to perform so highly across the entirety of it. How important is it to get those first kills, and what kind of reaction does the team have when the first kill's off the board and it goes in your favor?
I think it's very important to get first kills and make space, because it makes job easier for everyone else and for me too. And I think it's very important to have a jet in your team or race who just pushes the W key all the time and it creates a lot of space.
Right, next to go is Malik, ESTNN.
Congratulations on the win. So recently there's been a lot of debate on whether or not agent compositions really matter as much at the highest level, if people can, just pull off anything as long as they've got high enough skill. You guys have one of the deepest agent pools at Masters. What was kind of either the process or kind of thought behind making sure that you guys could play a deep pool of agents?
So I think there's a fair balance, I think, in the team between comfort and strategy. So obviously me and Boaster work quite hard to kind of work out the way we want to approach maps with compositions. I kind of disagree in the idea that any composition is viable at top level. I think you really need to have a very thought out plan with each composition. I've been kind of surprised the amount of compositions we've seen kind of thrown at us, because teams have been like switching them up on the fly. Like we played one team with a composition and then they'd switch it to a different composition in the next game. So yeah, I think as about the kind of flexibility, obviously that's like super important, especially as this game gets longer and longer into its kind of history. Like this is like really short right now, but in the future there's going to be so many more agents. So if the boys are kind of picking up more and more as we go along, then we have more options for the future. So it's kind of future proofing ourselves at the same time, as well as like focusing on our kind of optimal strategy, I guess.
Next is Emery, VLRGG.
Hey, so congratulations on your win. And my question kind of bounces off an earlier one. So going back to that Liquid match, there was at one point where, the Boaster got so hyped that he stood up out of his chair screaming. And the whole team was hyped. So, what does it mean for all of you in that moment to kind of have that energy? And then how do you then come back down and concentrate on your next round after getting all hype like that?
I mean, this is like super important, like part of the line and like getting hyped. And for us, it's that important that we even like sometimes like we were that hyped that even we died. There was like one guy, two guys alive, and we were like already like celebrating that we won the round, and they just killed us like exit fragging, and that happened like so many times today. But just hyping each other is super important on like line type of this, and yeah, it just makes us move forward.
Next to go is Yinsu Collins.
This question is for Minnie. Now, looking back at your performances at Challengers and also the EMEA playoffs, you guys were a team, were known for your bind, but outside of bind, all of the other maps were either a little bit coin flip, or you would go through the phases of permabanning Ascent to start with and then permabanning Split. But coming into this tournament, it feels like your map pool is deeper than it's ever been. What kind of was the preparation phase and reason behind this new development?
I think that's been a question that's kind of been like an asterisk over us as a team for a while about a map pool. I kind of we've gone through phases with it. I kind of disagree to a certain extent that our map pool was weak before. We obviously did ban Ascent. Before, it felt like it was our defense side, not our map pool, that was poor. And I think bringing in Magnum and Durka to help with the creativity and the firepower really helped our defense side. And therefore, all of our maps seemed a lot stronger. I think now we're looking at ourselves as one of the best teams in the world, obviously in the grand finals now. And I think that the approach has been to play all 5 maps, practice all 5 maps, get them all down to a reasonable degree. Obviously, we've been banning Split quite a lot, but we kind of had it in the map pool today to play against Liquid. So yeah.
Next question is for Pedro Romero, GameZone.
Yes, hello. This question goes to Boaster, but it can also be answered by anyone else in the team. We've seen what happened in the first series of the tournament where Sentinels pushed you to the lower bracket. From there to reach the grand finals for a rematch, how confident are you in the team that they will walk out as champions?
How confident am I? I'd say we've already done, actually, no, I'm going to say this. First team in, last team out. That's been our kind of speech that we've been saying all through this tournament, and we're going to stick to it. I mean, we're used to these kind of single elimination kind of things. So being in the lower bracket didn't bother us whatsoever. Like, we're used to like being on the line, squeaky bum time, you know, all that jazz. So yeah, I mean, going against Sentinels once again, this time we get to have a little bit of some revenge probably. Hopefully we're going to make it, we're going to take maps off them, and hopefully we're going to take 3-0 off them. If it's not 3-0, 3-1, if not 3-1, 3-2, if not 3-2, I'm leaving right now, you know. But yeah, I mean, I've forgotten the question, but yeah, hopefully I answered it.
Next is Dominic Sacco.
Hello guys, congratulations. Yeah, question for any of the UK guys really, Boaster, Mystic or Mini or all of you. I think in CSGO, it's fair to say UK has sort of struggled over the years, and here we are with some UK talent in a huge final. Why do you think that is? What do you think it is about VALORANT where we've seen some UK talent shine?
So I think basically before Go, like I was from Counter-Strike Source, and we actually had a good scene in Source. We had and even at the start of Go, some of these players, some of these big name players, Rattlesnake, Release, Hughesy, these are players that actually did perform quite well at the start. But unfortunately, the kind of infrastructure wasn't there at the start of the game, so they kind of went off and did their own things, and we were kind of left with a UK scene that wasn't so strong. And I think basically it just turned into an attitude problem. For the past like 10 years in CS, has just been a big attitude problem. So when the new game came out, the people who actually wanted to win were the people who switched over, and they're the ones grinding it. So I think that's what we're left with.
Next is Brendan, running back GG.
My question is kind of for whoever wants to answer it. Regarding playing against these new comps here from all these other regions, you have to go back and play your own region still, as Berlin and champions, are on the horizon. Do you think there's any positive or maybe even negative effects of preparing so hard for these other compositions when you go back to playing your own region?
Probably, yeah, because when we come back to our region, we don't know what's going on, man. Apparently there's a new map, Breeze. Yeah, I don't even know what that map is. So we're going to have to be starting to learn that now, as well as getting our 5 map pool down. And obviously the EU scene is really competitive at top level. So it's hard to know like where the EU scene would compare with teams at this event. If we had like 8 teams come here, like would we all surpass the other regions or not? Like it's a tough one. It's really competitive scene. So we're going to have to come back, keep working our socks off because it's not over. And I mean, we love the grind. I don't know if you guys love the grind. I'm a bit tired, but like we love the grind. And I mean, yeah, that's it. EU 50-50 coin toss,
Next question is Emery, VLRGG.
Hey, this question is for Boaster. So throughout the event, you've been doing dance-offs, taking pictures with players, really just, seeming to be everyone's friend. So, what has this LAN experience been like for you, and what's it been like, getting to finally, meet all of your competitors in person and from all over the world?
I mean, it's amazing. Riot's first ever international event during the times that we're living in as well. I mean, I've not even met any of these boys before 3 weeks ago, except Minnie, who I knew from before. But I didn't know what Doma looked like. Well, I had an idea what Doma looked like. He said when we got the group chats going and stuff. But I mean, oh no, and also the online event. Never mind, ignore me. I don't know what I'm chatting. But yeah, it's just amazing because it's some of these boys' first ever LAN. And we get to experience it on a big stage. This is the biggest stage I've ever been on, other than when I'm just with a camera, filming. So it's just an amazing experience. And the boys really all stepped up really well. They got hyped, they reset, we bounced back, and here we are in the grand finals of Riot's first international event. And it's a really big feat, and we're trying to make history here. And EU is gonna hopefully take the crown on this one.
Next to go is Yinso Collins.
I have a bit of a follow-up to Emery's question, actually, to Boaster as well. Speaking of the friends you've made here, you and Vanity seem to have a bit of a bromance going on. How happy are you that you were able to avenge V1 today and take down Newton?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I got nothing but respect for Vanity. To be fair, before this event, I didn't even have a conversation with him. But once at the event, he's a really cool, nice guy and genuine person. And it's really cool to play against the NA scene because he's a sick IGL, and it's cool talking to people like that, and being around that kind of vibe and stuff. Is honestly, to take down Newton for him. I mean, we were gonna do a little thing about passing over the crown, and the crowns had to be the ears, but we decided against it, and we went for a sage res instead. So that would have been to pay homage to him. But I mean, we bros, that's it.
Next is Emery VLRGG.
And I'm actually going to bounce a little bit off of Yinzu here. So speaking of Newturn taking down V1, once on the third map, Newturn started to string together some rounds in a row in the second half. Were you all, worried about a comeback given their comebacks against V1 late in maps there?
Nah, I think we had it under control the whole time. We just lost a few stupid rounds. Then our economy went down. We couldn't win with pistols, but we just locked them down when we had the good guns and the ults up.
I was crapping myself.
Same.
It was a bit
Same.
squeaky bum time, but
Are there any more questions for Fnatic? One more question for Yinso Collins.
Sorry, I'm keeping you guys all here. But this question is for Magnum. I saw you say on Twitter that Newturn was one of the toughest opponents you faced, so far in your Valorant career. Do you feel like they were tougher than Sentinels?
It's hard to say. We lost to the Sentinels, so probably not. But they didn't play the meta. I think that's why it was so tough. Even we won the bind, we won the Haven. They played totally different comps, and their playstyle was really different compared to the EU ones. And for me personally, it was really tough to play against them. They played really well. I didn't expect that. I was that's gonna be too fast, fast to zero. But they showed something that they deserve the slot here, and I think they should, to be honest, have 2 slots as a Korea. Would be interesting to play Vision Strikers.
add on to this, I think the Newton was better when it comes to strats, ult usage, etc. But the Sentinels are just so amazing individually that they can just pull off rounds that they shouldn't win with just pure aim, pure skill. And yeah, definitely Korea deserves more slots the next event.
Do we have any more questions? All right, that concludes the press conference of Fnatic today. Thank you so much for joining.